Hello, hello, welcome back, or welcome for the first time. And if it's your first time here, this is the Max Potential Habits Podcast, IGTV YouTube channel. I am your host, Dr. Amanda Barrientez, and this is your place where you will learn tips, tools, strategies, and hear inspirational stories to help you max your potential in life and business through learning habits that have set people up for success, including myself, the people I bring on. This is where you want to come every week to get raw, real stories. And today, you're in for a really big one, where you're going to hear me be very self-revealed. I've debated back and forth about how much information to share, and I just, I'm NFA, and I decided to go to this place of I'm going to be really raw and authentic about what's going on in my life, because I believe that when we do that, it helps other people overcome their shit faster. And there's all these shame pieces to being revealed about the challenges that we have, especially when you're someone who's a thought leader and a coach and you're supposed to have it all together all the time. Well, you know what? My life is real too. I got all kinds of big stuff happening. So today I want to talk to you about the benefits of affairs. And if you've been following me for a while, you know that my 3 pillars that I work from and work with people on and teach about, talk about, coach are personal power, win-win relationships, and money mastery. Relationships have been a huge growth spot for me in the last several years. I actually entered into coaching through having an affair, leaving my 15-year marriage through having an affair. And I went to go access coaches, relationship coaches. And I really decided, I took a vow in that moment that said, I am willing to do whatever it takes to figure out how to have a long-term, healthy, connected, functional, thriving relationship, and what I term a win-win relationship. And I've been on that path, doing my work. My ex-husband and I are now dear friends. I'm having dinner with him tonight and our kids. We've co-parented. We've had holidays together. Even though in the last, let's say 7 years, I have been off and on with the person that I left him for in having an affair. So I'm living with this person, and he actually told me in the last few weeks that he is having an affair. So this pattern's repeating in my life, and I, of course, being a human, have had massive feelings about this. All the fears, all the doubt, all the insecurity, all the confusion, the distrust, the betrayal, the lots of feelings of why is this happening to me? What does it mean about me? Why did I deserve this? And then also those places of falling down and feeling I'm never going to recover. And then the flip side of that and going, you know what? I'm going to use all my tools. I'm going to reach out to all my people. I'm going to get coached. I'm going to pick myself up, and I get to practice what I preach, and I go, there's 2 sides to every story. Radical responsibility is what helps you grow in your life and in your business. Big challenges equal big growth. We cannot grow without challenge. And relationships have the tendency to be a massive catalyst for growth because they trigger all of the unwounded places that we have not healed or overcome or embraced in our life. Really embraced, let's say, because I don't know that I like the word healed, because that means that you're thinking that there was something wrong with it. All of these things are happening for a reason. And when I trust universe and go, this is for my optimal growth, I actually get to see this as a challenge that's on the way, not in the way. So, I've been in this long-term relationship. My partner tells me this. Of course, I have the human response of oh shit, let me escape the pain. Let me go somewhere else, escape this. I don't want to face this. And then there's the part of me that's wow, there's some big stuff happening. This is feedback from the universe for me that I'm out of alignment. So when you're having really big challenges, like an affair, the gift of that affair is that it's giving you feedback that you're out of alignment. he's having the feedback that he's out of alignment. I'm getting the feedback that I'm out of alignment. And when I'm talking about alignment, I'm really talking about living into your highest calling, your highest purpose, your highest vision, your value system. I do values determination work with myself and my clients, and it helps you know what your genius juice path is. It helps you max your potential because you understand how you operate. When we're incongruent in our value system, we have big cataclysmic things happen to knock us on our ass and get us back into congruency. And this is one of those. I've really gotten the chance to look back at the years of my relationship and go, wow, where was I abandoning myself for connection? Where was I not living into my highest values in this relationship? Where was I holding on to a past that wasn't really serving the highest good for both of us? So in me looking at myself and going, okay, it takes two people to create an affair, or, and I don't even know if I like the word affair, create overstepping boundaries that you've set in a relationship, let's say, right? So I don't want to demonize him. I don't want to beat myself up. In a place of love and understanding, I can go, you know what? We're all human. We all do things that are sometimes very unconscious. And in that process, we awaken what we don't want to see to help us grow. So this is a powerful position to take. And believe me, I had my days and moments of, I hate you. I can't believe this happened. Why is this happening to me? I want to demonize you. And that's my inner child heart that feels sad and wounded and scared and afraid and alone and stuck and confused and all of those things. When I step into my higher mind consciousness, I know that there's lessons here that are important for my growth. For the last 3 years, I've been on a really intense path of personal growth and development, going and saying out loud to the universe, I want to be a transformational vehicle. I want to inspire the people around me. I want to see the truth. I want to be the truth. Raise my consciousness. And here's the universe bringing me feedback that I'm ready. Am I really ready to fully embrace love and see all sides? Because I can't demonize him if that's the case. I can't go, oh, you're a real asshole, but I can pretend that I love people and see all sides. I've got to embrace all those parts of myself that he is showing. He's showing me what I need to see in myself that I've disowned. So I get the opportunity through this situation to own all the parts of myself that have been disowned. What a gift. What a huge gift. And it gets me in alignment with my calling, more in alignment with people that are vibing at my frequency at the moment. And he gets to grow too, because I'm sure he's going through all of his own hard challenges, some of which we've talked about and some not. Growth is not for the weary. Growth is, I think we have a misconception that growth should be fun and easy, and we get to the top and we're like, yeah, I grew. But to get to the growth, you've got to have big challenges. You've got to overcome yourself to become yourself. You've got to step out of being a victim of your history so you can step into being a master of your destiny. And that means you've got to look at yourself. You've got to look within. You've got to face the hard stuff. You've got to stop blaming other people. You've got to embrace what's coming your way. You get to own all the disowned parts of yourself. You get to drop friends, drop family members, drop partners when it doesn't align with you anymore. And that can be really, really hard. It's been interesting for me in these last few years to completely change my friend groups, because they fall away, to, drop family members, to have a new career path. For years, I thought I was going to be a professor, and now I'm a coach. And that wasn't an easy decision, because I felt the security of the career, in some ways, the security of the career path of being a professor. I came to realize it wasn't actually the most secure path in certain ways. And now I'm an entrepreneur, and there's so many ways that I have, through taking on the growth path, I have decided to do something completely different that's more in alignment with my fullest expression of myself. So if any of you listening are stuck in that moment and you're afraid, embrace it. I really want you to think about growth as an upward spiral trajectory where you have moments of building up Then you have some indifference, comfort zone, ease, and then you destroy and you break down. And then you get to the next evolution of yourself. This means that growth isn't all easy. It's not all, we would not grow without challenge. This challenge that I'm being faced with right now is my opportunity for growth. And the way that I get to use those lessons is me stepping into my fullest empowered version of myself and embracing the lessons. I want to give you 3 questions to ask yourself and think about when you're facing big challenges, like the gifts of an affair. I think this is going to probably trigger some people because I talk to a lot of people who have had affairs. I work with clients who've had affairs. I had an affair in my history. I have it in my intergenerational lineage of my family. There's all kinds of, 50% of marriages end in divorce, and there are numbers that range that say 50 to 75% of those are because of an affair. So clearly affairs are not the demon. It's the reasons behind why people have affairs, and you get to choose whether you want to use that as a lesson for your growth, or you want to demonize, blame, belittle, beat yourself up, feel like a victim, and be stuck in that place forever. Some people never get over their history. Some people never embrace the challenges, and I don't want that to be you. Don't get stuck in the victim mindset. Don't get stuck blaming other people because it robs you of your power. And we can use affairs as this example because it's what I'm currently going through, but you can use all kinds of other stuff. Maybe you were abused as a kid. Maybe you have a colleague who stole millions of dollars from you. Maybe you have, I could go on and on and on with all the things that we like to blame other people for. It could be, I could go on and on. I'm sure if you're listening, you have something in your mind where you're like, ooh, I've been really blaming this person for the reason that I'm stuck. And I'm telling you, that robs you of your power. Let it go. Learn to embrace the lessons and the questions I want you to ask yourself. What can I learn from this? Who or what do I need to let go of to empower my reality? Who do I need to become to step into being the most awesome version of myself? These are powerful questions that only people who have a NFA, no fucking around attitude, are going to ask themselves. If you're truly on the growth path, you're going to ask yourself these hard questions. It is not possible to be on a growth path and blame other people. You will never get where you want to go if you're stuck in a victim mentality, blaming other people for your reality. It's not possible because the truth is the universe is waking you up, helping you grow, bringing you those lessons for you to evolve. But if you blame, you get stuck, and then you can't have the upward spiral trajectory. So again, I'm going to repeat these questions because I think they're so powerful. If you're facing any big challenge in your life, if you're facing any big challenge in your business, maybe you have had a history of affairs, maybe you're having an affair, maybe you feel very scared about your financial reality, maybe you lost your house or your business or your partner or your kids, maybe you've experienced a big death. Like, there are so many ways that we get stuck in this victim mindset, blaming the universe, blaming other people, and it disempowers you. I cannot say this enough times. I used to do this so badly. It's the reason that I had an affair and left my 15-year marriage is because I pointed the finger at him for years. I thought he's to blame, he's to blame, he's to blame. I deserve to go do this. I deserve to be happy. And I didn't have the tools to know how to end it in a different way. I did the best I knew how to do at the time. And luckily, him and I have both been on a growth path where we've gotten to recover and learn to love each other and see all the parts of that experience. I'm sure I'll do the same thing with my current partner at some point if he's on a growth path and chooses to see himself clearly. Something that's important is that sometimes you got to let people go, and that's related to this question. If they're not willing to be on a growth path with you, sometimes you've got to let people go, because you're going to hold yourself back in these old patterns and old loops if you're stuck in a relationship or a situation where there's not room for all parties to create win-win relationships. I have family members that I don't talk to anymore because I've grown. I can embrace, I can love, I can appreciate, and I can simultaneously know It doesn't work for me to beat myself up through this relationship where someone isn't holding boundaries, someone's being volatile, someone's not able to show up and do their work to own their part of a relationship. That's very critical. So if you're in that situation, you know it's time to leave when both parties are not willing to do the work. That's when it's time to leave. So what can I learn from this? Powerful question. So you might want to write these down. If you live by these questions, your life will massively change. What can I learn from this? So you're facing a big challenge. You think it's overwhelming. I want you to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I learn about myself from this? What can I learn about the universe from this? What can I learn about my history? What can I see about my destiny? What can I learn from this? Mine it for everything, because it is showing up for a reason, I promise you. Who or what do I need to let go of to empower my reality? Who or what do I need to let go of to empower my reality? Currently for me, that's my relationship. It's not working. There's been requests for my partner to be on a growth path, and that hasn't happened. So it's time to leave. What do I need to let go of to empower my reality? It's okay. Sometimes we got to drop the habits that we have with people. We've got to overcome old patterns by letting go of people. And I know that's hard, and it's just sometimes the reality. Sometimes it's that you need to let go of your addiction to food or alcohol, or maybe that's what's really disempowering you. Maybe your fears and your limiting beliefs you need to start to let go of, and you need to do the work to let go of those. What do I need to become to step into being the most awesome version of myself? I love this one because it incorporates visualization. Visualize yourself as the most empowered version of yourself. If you mark this day that you're listening to this, and on your calendar, mark a year out from now, who do you want to be in that year? When you look back a year from now to this podcast today that you're listening to, who do you want to become in that year? There is unlimited potential. You can change massively in a year. I've done it myself, and I've helped other people change dramatically. So I know you can do it too. I know you can, but you've got to start visualizing yourself as a different person. In habit transformation, that part of visualizing and seeing yourself in a new identity is very important. You've got to start to see yourself in a different way, and then you be yourself in a different way, and then you will over time strategically shift your habits, and then you automatically become that new person. But if you have yourself stuck in this limited perspective victim mindset, that's not the most empowered version of yourself. Does the most empowered version of yourself want to beat other people up for your downfall? Does the most empowered version of yourself want to be resentful and angry and bitter and toxic? Probably not. Does your inner mentor guide you in a direction of hating people and feeling disempowered, feeling like you're caged, feeling like you can't create what you want, feeling like, oh, you're worthless and you don't deserve it, or are you worthy? No. Your most empowered version of yourself is like, high five, fuck yeah, you got this, you can do it, learn what you need to learn, there's unlimited resources available, you can do it. So I really want you to start visualizing your most empowered version of yourself and ask, who do I need to become to step into being the most empowered version of myself? Okay. That was a big one today. I want to say thank you so much for all of you being here. This journey of growth for me has been wildly transformational. I've met so many amazing people through the Max Potential Habits podcast even. I have met coaches and friends and colleagues and clients, and I am just in awe of how awesome it is when, because I have chosen to be vulnerable and share my world with people, I get to help people transform. I am calling upon you to do the same. I know that each and every one of you listening is listening to me for a reason. We were called together for a reason. You found this podcast or IGTV or YouTube, I guess by now since you're not watching on IGTV, now it's a podcast. The reason I've taken on all those media channels is because I want to get this information out there. I think that shame is toxic and it holds you back from being your most empowered self. So for me, I had a lot of shame and self-doubt when I was a kid. Growing up in a fundamentalist Christian family, there was a lot of fear, doubt, and shame around eternal damnation for the things that I was doing or feeling or experiencing. And it caused me, I see why I'm so driven to help people be vulnerable and let go of their freaking shame, because it's toxic. And I love Brene Brown in this way. And there's so many great teachers doing this work. And, if you're someone who is struggling in this way, message me for a consult. It's on my homepage, nfacoaching.com. Go there, free consult. We can have a chat. Shame keeps you back. It keeps you playing small in your relationships. It causes things like affairs. It causes addictions, and it drives you in directions to continue the shame loop, because you feel shame, you actually do things that create more shame. It causes weird business decisions. It causes you to seek out businesses you don't even want to do. It makes you not know yourself or love yourself. You can't be in a state of shame and in a state of love. Not possible. So if you're in a relationship and you feel a whole bunch of shame toward yourself, you can only love the other people as much as you love yourself. That's powerful. Remember that. You can only love others to the degree of which you love yourself. So if you don't know, love, and trust yourself, you're not going to bring to the table an empowered person who can create a win-win relationship. And what's a win-win relationship? Where you love the person in a balanced way. You see yourself in a reflective mirror. You're embracing the challenges. You're letting stuff come to the surface. You're growing and learning together. You're not trying to inject your values into them or get them to live in your value system. You're caring, and you are creating a space for the ultimate transformation and transcendence, which is really a state of love. We can't live in this space off for long, long periods of time, because we're always battling that judgment piece, which is a lot to do with shame. So these are the kinds of things that I think about, work on, and help people with. I've really been thinking a lot about what it is that's so powerful about my coaching and why I love doing it so much. And it's really that I like to help people become masters of themselves, because then you have a magic wand to create whatever it is you want in your life and business. It might be that you have a high value on relationships. Well, if you do, you got to become a master of yourself. It might be that you want to build your wealth and be financially independent. Well, if you want to do that, you got to become a master of yourself. It might be that you want to lose 100 pounds. Got to become a master of yourself. It might be that you want to create a life-altering empowerment leadership role for women. Got to become a master of yourself. So really what I do is help people master themselves. And that means you got to know, love, and trust yourself, which is my definition of self-confidence. And to do that, you got to know your values orientation. You've got to know what inspires you on a daily basis. You've got to learn how to love all parts of yourself, not just the beautiful ones that everyone thinks are great. I had to embrace that I had an affair. This affair that I'm currently experiencing is going, oh wow, I've gotten opportunities to see new parts of myself and embrace new parts of myself and see how that affected my ex-husband. And I've learned so many lessons. I can't sit there and point the finger and go, oh, you, my current partner or ex-current partner, it's in transition in the configuration of it, of course. I can't demonize him and go, you're bad, you're wrong, you're evil, you're this, you're that. That's not love. That's not love of myself, because I get to go, whoa, you're bringing up some serious information for me to look at my disowned parts, because I created that with him somehow. And that's what I'm working on. I don't have all the answers yet, but that's the mindset that I take and the approach that I take to help me be a vehicle of love and transformation and consciousness for the people that I get to cross paths with, which is including you. So I'm so grateful you're here. If you're liking what you're hearing, please, please, please review, subscribe, share. It really helps me, especially on iTunes. The more people that review, the more it moves up in the queue, and then other people can find it and learn from it and grow from it. My quest is to help you thrive. I don't say this lightly. This isn't just like a marketing tactic. To me, thrive is for you to feel alive. It's for you to flourish, bloom, blossom, be profitable, be prosperous. Feel in your soul that you get to be who you want to be in this world. That is my mission in life. I love doing the work that I do. I love that you're here. I'm so grateful for you. Please share it and comment, DM me, schedule a consult, work with me however you see fit. Maybe just keep listening to the podcast. But I want to say I'm grateful that you're here, and please share it if it's impacting you and bringing you value. That's all I got for you today. Thank you for being here. I will see you next week.